Hey everybody. Hi. I missed yesterday. Apologized if I scared anybody. It was just a really tough day 8, day 9, and really kicked my butt good. I just finished up day 9, heading into day 10. Got a couple more days before I start feeling much better. Hopefully. Had some rough couple of days, to be expected, but different from last month when I went through the chemo treatment. I'm experiencing a lot of chest pain. It feels like indigestion or burning, and what I understand is all the mucous membrane inside all the way down into my GI tract is being destroyed by the chemo, and so it burns like crazy. Different from last month, I don't have the mouth sores, so I probably had all this stuff last time and I didn't notice it as much because it was so painful up here. But that's the hardest part right now, is the pain going down through here. If I eat or drink anything, it burns going down. One of the things that I have found to be the most effective for doing that is alkaline water. I did a video for a company in Hawaii, Richway International, a few years ago, and they sell a product called an Alkaline water ionizer, and it produces acidic to alkaline water. And I, being a producer, produced what they said, but I didn't necessarily pay as much attention because I didn't need it at the time. When I got home from the hospital last month and my throat was on fire and everything burned, we experimented with different kinds of water, and one of the things we tried was a high pH alkaline ionized water. pH, for those that don't know, is a scale of acidity or acid to high pH alkaline, and your blood runs at about 7.7. That's where it's supposed to be. And if your blood is slightly acidic, you are more prone to disease, cancer, etc. If your blood is slightly more alkaline, you, generally speaking, are a little more equipped to deal with those problems. I don't know that there's any, I've not experienced personally to know that I can change my blood pH. But what I did discover was that the one thing that didn't burn when I would drink was my alkaline water. It actually soothed my throat, and it's doing the same thing now. So if I have a bite of food or a drink of juice or whatever, and it starts burning like it is right now, I drink a little bit of alkaline water, and within a few seconds it feels better. So for any of you watching that are going through this, if you haven't heard of it or haven't tried it, you can get alkaline water through a number of sources. You can get it at the supermarket. You want to look where they have smart water, but smart water is not alkaline water. You want to look for something that says 9.5 pH or 9 pH, or high alkaline water, or high ionized alkaline water. So, not to preach too much about that stuff. The other thing, if you wanted a machine, which we will have very shortly, produces your own alkaline water, which is, I think, the best approach. You can look it up at alkalife.com or Richway International if you do a search on Google. A wonderful company, by the way. Last 2 nights have been brutal. A lot of pain, a lot more than I expected. Thought I was ahead of the game, thought I was doing really well, and then bam! I got smacked upside the head. Last night was miserable, trying to sleep, constant pain, etc. And I was, I don't think I was being very smart. I've got pain management that I can take. I can take my prescription drugs that help pain management, and I'm this, got this attitude, oh, I don't want to take these prescription drugs. Well, it's pretty stupid when you're in pain and you need the prescription drugs. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and this is something I'll have multiple conversations about, is nutrition when it comes to cancer. I have been such a fan and so amazed at the treatment that I get from Sutter Roseville. They have taken great care of me. They're caring. But the one thing that struck me when I was in there was the lack of any attention to nutrition. The food that I got was high sugar, high fructose jello, pudding. The foods were saucy. Now, I was also experiencing nausea from the chemo, so I'm sure a lot of food didn't look appetizing. But the kind of food I'm used to eating and have been eating for years, like avocado or some turkey breast or salmon, fresh veggies, vegetable juice, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower. I couldn't get any fresh food. And one of the things that's been going on now is when I talk to the technicians and the nurses, I'm losing a ton of weight, and they say you got to put weight on. Number one important thing, you got to put weight on before you get into this radiation that's coming up. Great. But if you don't have nutrition to go with it, you're feeding your body, in my opinion, toxins. If I'm eating all this heavy, fatty food, I think I'm doing just as much damage to my body as I'm helping. So I'm trying to find a balance, and hopefully over the course of this next few weeks, I can introduce some of the different kinds of foods that I've discovered or learned about from other people that are good for this kind of situation. I have 1 month from now before the radiation starts to really impact my ability to eat and drink. In a month, the 1st of October, this area is going to become very inflamed, very red, and the inside of my throat will be the same. And it will become very difficult to swallow. Nutrition and calories and protein become critically important. But if you're not protecting your immune system at the same time by eating junk food, if you go out and pound the Big Macs, you can gain some weight, but that's not going to be, no offense to McDonald's, you know what I mean. Big Macs are not going to make you healthy. They might put weight on you, but they're not going to make you healthy. So finding the balance is the trick. And it's my hope over the course of this journey to come up with some ideas, suggestions that if you know somebody that enters into this situation, has cancer, has a melanoma, has something where they're dealing with chemo, radiation, etc., that these might be helpful. But I am going to tell you that everybody that I've talked to about this has a different take. For example, I was told that aloe vera juice would be very good on my throat. And it was no different than drinking vegetable juice. It burned like crazy going down. Yet my alkaline water worked. So it worked for one person, but it's not working for me. And I think that's going to be the case consistently, that what you'll have to do, or the person that you're talking to has to do, is experiment for themselves as to what works for their situation. And it only makes sense. But unfortunately, there's no pill for this. There's no one formula. There's no recipe that says, if you have cancer, here's what you do. It's a wide open situation. And I'm hoping that this process allows me to bring you some good information, I hope. Anyway, I'm going to check back in tomorrow, and I'm feeling better today. I think it probably looks like I'm feeling better. I'm still in a lot of pain, but compared to 2 days ago and last night, I'm feeling a lot better. And the way the doctors put it, day 11, day 12 should be better and better, and then after that I should be good for about a month. So here's to feeling better. I hope you are all feeling better. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.